Hey guys, welcome back to Calmwithin, and I'm really excited to have you here today. I've been reflecting a lot lately, and I realized how much I love creating this space and the space where we can just slow down, talk about real things, and grow together. From now on, you'll be hearing more solo episodes from me, and honestly, I'm really excited about that. It gives me the chance to connect with you on a deeper level and open up about topics that truly matters to me. And I'm also literally planning to bringing on guests soon. I know it's not going on so far, but that's our next plan, and people with unique stories and experiences that I know will inspire you as well as how much they inspire me, and I'm really excited about that. Today's episode is all about confidence, and it's just not the fake. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode is all about confidence, and this is just not the fake kind that people show off on social media, or the kind that screams to approvals or attention seekings and all that stuff. I'm talking about the real confidence, the quiet, the steady kind that comes from trusting yourself, the magnetic energy, and believing in your worth no matter what. And this takes a few steps, a few lessons to learn, and this is how I'm going to be showing you on the journey that it's different for everyone, but the real story behind how to become confident as a teenager and showing up even when you're scared, and the kind of confidence that shows that I am enough as I am. And science actually backs this up by stating that when you take small actions and feel a little more confident or energetic, your brain releases dopamine. And that's your brain's way of saying that, hey, I trust you, you got this. And so each tiny act of confidence, raising your hand in class, speaking up, trying something new, speaking to new people, discovering new ideas and personalities of other people, and just living life, your brain literally rewards you for it, the outcomes. And I thought that was such an amazing way of thinking, the mindset or the psychology behind confidence, because we always think confidence comes from fake it till you make it or from within. Yeah, those stuff are true, but if you think about in a psychological brain way how your brain reacts to those actions, that's really fascinating. And here's another thing that science shows, which is that confident people aren't fearless, right? They actually feel fear, sometimes a lot of it, but they move forward anyways. They see mistakes, failures, not as proof that they're not enough, but as feedback. And confidence is learning to see fear as a guide through your life, through your goals, but not a roadblock where they block all your success or your steps in life to get through your best self. They're actually feedbacks to give you strength to move forward and not make the same mistake again and again. And I honestly love that idea, because I too have always thought, oh my gosh, if I get this bad grade, I'm gonna fail, I'm not going to college or anything like that, right? But that was just a small milestone of mistake or failure that actually got me oh, I am not going to make this mistake again. And I never did. I actually improved, or sometimes I even fail even harder to not make the same mistake again. So I love this idea, because I from now on also would not want to take my failures as a step towards feeling lost, but as a step towards growing more. And another reason I love this idea is because it makes confidence feel human. It's not about never feeling scared or insecure, but it's about choosing to act despite all these things in life. Now I want to share my own experience, because honestly, confidence hasn't been easy for me. Obviously, it's not easy for everyone, but specifically, it's not been easy for me, as obviously everyone goes through so much in life. But there were seasons in high school, middle school, where I doubted myself constantly, like any other teenager can ever feel. And I'd overthink every little thing, the way I laughed, the way I dressed, the way I looked, how to fix it. And I was saying the right thing to my friends, but I wanted to be seen, but I also wanted to hide. Like I wanted to be seen, but at the same time I wanted to hide because I was scared, because what if people don't accept me? It's just literally fear. And it's fear that because you didn't trust yourself, you didn't like yourself enough for you to stand up in front of someone else or show your true personality to someone else because you were scared. And that's honestly the most human thing you could ever do at such a young age, but you're also growing as an adult in the middle of everywhere, so it's very normal. But I want to discuss about my experience here. To be honest, starting this podcast was amazing, but also terrifying, because I was thinking of myself being on camera, putting it out there, filming myself, and doing all of this sort of stuff, and truly putting myself out there. And one side of me was like, this is amazing, like people get to see who I am and how I can help other people as well. But on the other side, it was like the other side, like the negative side, what everyone would else think about me. It was kind of like freaking me out. But I remember sitting in my room, staring at my scripts or my plans for to start the podcast, thinking, who even wants to hear what I have to say, right? Like, what if I sound stupid? What if no one listens? What if I get no views and all that stuff? I'm like, I haven't even started anything. I haven't even done anything, and I'm already thinking about the outcomes. But it honestly kind of freaked me out. I'm like, nobody would even listen to this kind of stuff. Like, there's already many podcasts out there. But the niche part that I found about this podcast is that it's clearly oriented to teenagers, not adults. And that kind of inspired me, because I myself spent almost 2 years trying to figure out myself, working on myself, learning so much about self-love, like the psychology aspect and spirituality and all those stuff. And I really wanted to put it out there, not because of I just wanted to help people, because I know so many people struggle with this, and it was honestly my passion. I almost was second guessing to start the podcast, but this, obviously this little voice in my head said, just try, just give it a go. If it doesn't work, then quit. And if it does, amazing. So, and this shows that you don't have to be perfect to start. It doesn't have to be the right time. You just gotta start. And the first episode, recording it, sharing it with you, that was confidence in a level, in action, not the kind of feel of effortlessness, but the kind that grows when you trust yourself even when you're scared. And after that, it really fascinated me, and I can't honestly, I don't care what other people think about me, because I want to put it out there, and I know people who listen to this will actually feel inspired in life. Another side of the story, honestly, besides grades and friends and starting many challenges together, DECA was a really big part of my life, because honestly, that's where I found a part of myself in. People think it's just, so basically DECA is like a business project, or like a whole team, like nationals, there's states, national districts where you have to pass through to get to the top level. And it's like basically you do presentations and you research and do papers on topics in business and entrepreneurship. And honestly, my sister, me, and Jikisha were honestly very passionate about it, and we failed obviously, but we got up. But that's a whole other story. Let's get into the main part. So DECA projects have been similar, because I saw a part of myself in there, and people might think, oh, it's just a project that you're doing for school to get into and win competitions, but it really challenged my group and myself to think in many different ways, and how to see myself too, because when you're presenting in front of a judge, or when you're presenting in front of someone, obviously you need to feel confident or prepared to actually do something. But confidence is one of them, right? You need to trust yourself that you could speak and you could do an amazing job performing, right? So presenting in front of judges, worrying about what they will think, worrying about what officers will think, worrying about what everyone else in my school will think. Oh, they're doing this topic, this thing. Oh, they got this on their exam. Da 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 da. Every time it happened, but I did it anyway. I was still passionate anyways because I knew so many people would be doing this, and I know those people who are also doing it would also feel the same way. So I felt stronger in a way. And here's the thing, confidence grows slowly, like really slowly. It's not like you're gonna wake up one day and just feel it in yourself and you're gonna go walk and present in front of 10,000 people. No. So in tiny moments, it slowly builds up. And when you keep showing up for yourself, when your doubts or thoughts screaming in your head, when you start to basically move those thoughts away, that's when it slowly starts to grow, and when you slowly get in the positive vibes of yourself. And of course, there are things that drain your confidence without you even realizing it. These are what I like to call confidence killers, and this is what I did. I actually made a whole list about it, and that's what I'm going to be talking about, which are confidence killers. And trust me, everyone has faced all of these, and I too have faced all of this after gaining confidence. First is comparison, and social media can be brutal, right? So you're scrolling through your feed, right? Seeing everyone's highlights, reels, perfect photos, perfect posts, perfect grades, perfect lives, perfect everything, perfect rich life, whatever. And then suddenly you're sitting here thinking, why am I not like that? I wish I was like that. Ugh, if I was like that, I would have done so many other stuff. And honestly, those little thoughts can sneak into you and just steal your worth, your confidence, and faster than anything else, because you're comparing yourself. When you're comparing yourself, you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking bad about yourself in a way. You're looking at other people's lives and being like, oh my god, like they're having all of it and I'm having none of it. I look like this. She's so slender and amazing. Oh my gosh, her eyes are perfect, or her hair is perfect, her hair is healthy, my hair is damaged, all those sort of things, right? And we think about these stuff, and it's just like you don't even know that you're thinking about this. You don't know if you're comparing yourself. You're like, oh, well, like, you're still learning. But this is one of the confidence killers that everyone faces, and even I have felt. I mean, I still till this day kind of do it, but like I acknowledge it. So that was one of them. Then there is over apologizing. Sometimes you don't even know that you're over apologizing. So I used to do this all the time. Like I would apologize for basically even existing. I'm just kidding, but seriously, for like having opinions, for taking up space, and for even being a little too excited about something to someone. And it really, I used to write essays and paragraphs trying to explain myself when it literally meant nothing, because those people would just say, that's a long essay, or why are you writing so much, or like even my apology didn't mean at this point. And it really got to me, and every time I said sorry unnecessarily, it kind of like chipped away my confidence just a little more and more. And that feeling when you're just like, this is amazing, like this is just great, like in a bad way. But when you're apologizing just to keep the peace, yeah, that's a confidence killer, because you're trying to keep the peace between you two or multiple people, but you're not keeping the peace within yourself. Another one is seeking constant validation, waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. And honestly, this kind of sucks because everyone does it, and without even realizing it, you do seek validation in some way. Sometimes you think, oh, I'm getting help from someone, or I'm seeking a favor from someone, but no, it's seeking validation because you want to be accepted. But girl, you can accept yourself while also being accepted by others, because when you accept yourself, people start to see you, the real you. And if you don't like yourself, people will realize that. I mean, it's kind of obvious. The way you bring yourself to others, your magnetic energy, it shows so much that people can change towards your actual energy, and it just wounds up with your own self, and you start to feel even worse. And it is a really big trap, because when your confidence is dependent on other people's feelings or thoughts, it's never fully yours. And there's no point of seeking someone's own opinions, because what are you gonna do with theirs? Why? Like, you're gonna try to feel like, oh, they're yes, taking help from someone or them telling you your mistakes on how to fix them, amazing. But when it gets to a point where you need to also start accepting yourself and thinking about yourself on how to fix your own things, because it's your life and nobody can actually change that, and you're you, and you're the most important person in your life. Fear of failure is huge too. I mean, so many of us avoid trying new things because we're scared of failing, right? But here's the thing. The opposite of confidence isn't failure. The opposite of confidence is inaction, right? So every time you don't try because you're scared, that's a confidence killer, because when you're not taking action or trying something new, you're not testing yourself, you're not testing your confidence, you're kind of cutting it because you're not learning from it. You want to be in your comfort zone, but you don't know until you try if you like it or not, right? And then there is negative self-talk. So this one gets me sometimes. I mean, everyone talks about themselves in a negative way, because you're with yourself 24/7. So if you say something bad about someone else, obviously you're going to say bad about yourself sometimes too. So the things we tell ourselves, they grow like plants, I guess. That's the first thing I thought about. But they grow in yourself. And if you're constantly saying that I'm not good enough, oh my gosh, why am I like this? I can't do this. Why do I look like this? Why was I like this the other day? Did I make someone, like, whatever. You just start putting all the negative stuff in yourself, and you hate yourself at this point, right? They hurt yourself, they hurt your soul, and suddenly your confidence is struggling to survive. That's basically it. Last but not definitely least, the next thing is people pleasing. That's a really big thing. These are all very similar, but very distinctive in the topic we're talking about, because all of these play different roles in every part of your life, and confidence is one big thing in that. So, giving all your energy to others. You should be giving all your energy to yourself, girl. What are you doing? So trying to make everyone else happy and not yourself. It leaves nothing for you, right? And slowly, without even realizing it, it's starting to doubt your own, you start to doubt your own worth and not other people's. Like, you worship other people, you want other people to see your amazing, obviously amazing, personalities, but you don't see your own worth. And that starts to degrade in your life and yourself. So here's the first step. Recognizing these confidence killers. Just noticing what's draining you is very powerful, because you get to focus on yourself and what you need. And because once you see it, you can start protecting yourself from all these types of killers. You can start choosing the things that actually build your confidence, and instead of letting these little killers sneak in and steal it from you. So here are some things that I'm going to be talking about that I haven't heard a lot of podcasts discuss about or state it, and I feel like it's one of the most important and crucial things to learn about when you feel insecure or you want to gain your confidence. And let's get into it. So confidence is quiet, not loud. You don't have to dominate a room to be confident, right? Sometimes confident is standing firm in your boundaries, knowing yourself fully to be wherever you can be or want to be, and calmly sharing your opinion, or saying no to something that doesn't serve you. And that's what the quiet confidence means, right? When you are standing firm on yourself and knowing your boundaries and saying no when it doesn't serve you. So the next part is that confidence is flexible, right? It comes and goes. It's part of life. So if you think, so that's why in many podcasts I saw that they talk about confidence in such an complicated way, not a simple way. I mean, it comes and goes. Like, it's in you, honey, but you just have to awaken it, right? So even the most self-assured people, for example, me, have days that they feel insecure, right? For example, this one time you have 2 really big pimples on your head. You feel a little insecure. Not insecure, like less confident, right? But those are small things, right? Not every day you can feel the same way. So the difference is that they keep showing up, but you also grow in a way. Next is that confidence is self-compassion in action. It's forgiving yourself, treating yourself like you're the best person in the world, treating yourself kindly, and choosing growth over perfection. Next one is that discomfort literally increases your confidence. Like, that's the best way I can put it as, because when you're in your comfort zone, you really are not standing up for yourself. You like where you are. Yes, you should like where you are, but you also have to test your actions and your challenges in life. So feeling awkward, nervous, or scared is where confidence is built, you know? So if you only do what's comfortable, you will never stretch yourself, right? When you're scared, when you're nervous, when you're anxious, that's when you start to challenge yourself, and that's when your confidence grows. And here's a perspective I honestly really love, is that confidence is about being grounded in your own story, not in someone else's, and not what society tells you. And it's your journey, your wins, your failures, all of it. So when you embrace that fully, you become unstoppable, basically, right? In a way that no one else can reach you or teach you. So yeah. So I'm going to be talking about some steps that I've used to grow my own confidence that I've personally done. And the first one is that you have to start small. Keep one promise to yourself every day, each day, and even finishing a task you said you would counts as a promise to yourself, right? And it builds a kind of trust in you. So if you plan on doing something, do it. Because if you don't do it, you'll feel like, oh, I should have done it. Oh my gosh, that's the one goal. Or like you set an expectation from yourself, but you never get to it. So at least do something similar to it. For example, I want to go to the gym today, or I want to walk every day for 1 hour. And this one day, you've been walking every day for 1 hour, but this one day you just can't. You have an event to go to, or you have something really important to do, or you just cannot. You're not feeling it. Then you can at least do a small yoga at home, or a small treadmill walking, or something that kind of replicates your goal. And you should not feel bad about it. You should actually feel like, hey, like, this is all I could do today, and I'm glad I pushed myself to do something similar to what I've been doing every day. And that adds to your trust even more, and it honestly builds your confidence a lot more than you think. Second one is that act despite the fear. So raise your hand, audition, compete, perform, share your opinion, start a project, write a book if you want. Even if you're scared, fear is part of the process. Fear is part of success, and failures are always part of success. So when you fail, think about success. And when you're passionate about starting something, start it. Even if it fails, keep going. Or if it actually genuinely doesn't work out, then that's a sign that it's not meant for you and you have something coming up next. Third one is that you have to celebrate even the smallest wins and the biggest wins. Write down your goals, your victories, no matter how small they are. It reminds you that you're capable to do something even more. And if you were capable of doing these small things, then you're capable of doing everything in the world that you think about. And that's honestly the greatest mindset you can ever go to. I never thought that I'd be I never thought that I'll be making it to the final level of my competition. And yet I did, because I celebrated each win. I was feeling more confident towards it. I worked so hard for it, and that's a big win. But slowly we got to the small wins to get there, and that's how we celebrated it. And the fourth one is practicing self-love and self-compassion. So self-compassion. So talk to yourself like you would to a best friend, to your best friend if you have one, or to anyone, to your friends, to your family. Talk to yourself like you would talk to them. Give yourself respect, kindness, and everything you would give to a person you love, right? Don't tear yourself apart, down, or anything if something goes wrong, because if your friend or family member does something wrong to you, you forgive them, right? You don't, well, you hold a grudge for a little while, but you forgive them because you love them. So do the same for you and love yourself. Fifth one is face social discomfort. Now, you live in a day where social media is there. There's so much crowd and people around you. You go to school, you go to work, you go to university, you go everywhere, and it gets a little overstimulating, but you have to join new conversations, meet new amazing people, because that's how life is, and you want to get to know more people. It's not scary unless you meet the right people, right? Meet new people, go through new experiences, try new stuff, try new travel, try new experiences, and you'll realize that the embarrassment that you've been holding on to doesn't destroy you. It actually teaches you resilience and grows you even more. So embarrassment, honestly, I don't, like, most of the time I don't even feel embarrassed, because I like when I do it, or I like how I do it. You should never feel embarrassed unless like you're hurting someone else and you feel embarrassed because people are mocking you, but that's a whole other story. But do not, like, whenever you want to try something for yourself, whenever you want to do something for yourself, do not feel embarrassed for that, because you're worth it. And those people who think about it and who judge you, they have so much other stuff to fix in their life that they worry about your life. So just don't care about what they think about, because fix you, girl, not their thoughts. The sixth one is that reframe failure, right? Failure is a big part of life, and you have to treat mistakes as experiments, and treat every failure think every failure is like data that helps you grow, like data to, like, for your table, or I don't know, what did I just say? But yeah, treat mistakes, right? Treat mistakes like experiments, and failures lead to success. Always put that in your mind. Failures lead to success, and without failures, you won't be anywhere, because you won't grow. So the steps that I've talked about, this is how my confidence has grown. And it's not like I thought about every single step that I just mentioned in each different category into my life. I unknowingly embedded these into my life, and I finally realized that these are actually steps that you can put into your daily life to actually increase your self-esteem and confidence. It was all one small choice at a time. Every time I hit record on anything like podcast or anything, I spoke up in class, raised my hand, presented a DECA project, or even expressed my feelings to a friend, to people, met new people, had many new experiences. I grew more and more, and that's the truth at the end of the day. And confidence is something that rolls down but also comes back. So yeah. So here's what I want you to take away from this episode. Okay, so confidence isn't about pretending to be perfect, right? It's about trusting yourself, loving yourself, showing up for yourself, and embracing your identity, or your self and your story. And this week, I challenge you to do one thing that scares the insecure version of you, right? Scares some part of you that does not want to get out and just wants to stay in the comfort zone, right? It could be anything, something, and I want you to share something creative to the world, to your friends, to people, and say no to something that actually doesn't serve you, because that's a really big thing. You don't want to be saying yes to something that you don't like. Don't do that, please. So yeah, and when you feel doubt about yourself, when you feel doubt coming in your way, look in the mirror and say, I'm enough, I love myself, I am amazing, and I don't need to live up to anyone's expectations. And girl, confidence is already within you. You just have to awaken it. You just have to nurture it step by step. It's going to grow and it's going to come out moment by moment. And I promise it grows faster than you even think about when you're working on yourself. Because when you're working on yourself, you are almost happy but also depressed and sad, and all those feelings mixed together. You don't even realize it until you actually feel confident. You'll notice it, girl. You got this. So, thank you for listening today. I hope this episode reminded that you are not alone. Everyone has gone through this. Every teenager has gone through this. And even if you feel scared or unsure, confidence is something that you can build throughout life. It's not once you build it and you lose it, you're never going to get back again. It's something that will stay in you forever. You just have to awaken it your own way at your own pace. And thank you for listening. Bye.